Matt, first of all, why Joe Rafferty is the ideal person to captain your team?
I've been impressed with his leadership skills. I've been impressed with the way he communicates with the lads. I think if there's issues within the changing room, we can sort them without them coming to me. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, not wanting to deal with some of the issues that they do have. But I just think sometimes they can manage it amongst themselves. Obviously, Woody's a coach now, and he did that for us here previously. A lot of issues he could kind of sorted, or he come to us with them, and then he could take it back. So I feel that he'll be really solid in that. He's had a good career so far. He's gained promotion, so he knows what it takes. So I'm pleased that he's been club captain.
How important is it for a manager to have somebody who is in the squad who can sort those things out, so that you're not having to sort of micromanage every single thing in a dressing room?
I think it's crucial. I think if you speak to every manager, they'll tell you exactly the same. Your senior pros should be running your dressing room. Whether it's going out of the game with the younger players, I don't know. Whether there's something that's changed over a period of time with academies, that's a debate for another day. But I think your senior players should take a grip of that changing room, and they kind of, without me keep imposing on what I want to implement, they do that before they've even spoken to me in a strange way, which has happened previously over here. Again, I keep referring back to him, but would he speak to the players? I remember Lewis Price here once, somebody kicked a ball away and he, before any member of staff said, we don't do that here. And it's little things like that that are more powerful from the group sometimes than it even is from the management group.
Got another new signing in this week. What do you like about Martha, and how have you come about bringing him to Rotherham United?
It's been a long process. It's been, what can I say? I think that the good thing about this one is, like, and I know it's an old adage, but good things can take a bit of time, and he's taken a bit of time, as did Denzel. But I kind of knew what I wanted at the end of the season. I knew we had to recruit from outside of the demographic a little bit of what has been the same here, because I don't want the same players who are on a carousel going round and round and round. I'm not saying that with any disrespect, because there's a lot of excellent players and options out there, but I just felt that we needed something new. We needed some assets out there, and I think that if you look at their CVs, look, that they're not going to 100% hit the ground running. They're not. I really hope they do. It's going to take a bit of time, and it's why the length of the contract is what it is. So I think every day, every week that goes past, they're going to get better. They're already good players, but obviously England comes with different questions, physicality, etc. But I'm sure it's something that they're looking forward to embrace. I'm looking forward to helping them on match days.
What can you tell us about his characteristics and what he will bring on the pitch?
He's direct. He wants to get in 1v1s. I wouldn't say he's a maverick in terms of his character, but he is a maverick. He'll do the unexpected at times. He does things like he has done in his first day this morning in training that you're like, wow, and then he does odd thing where he doesn't come off. So we're going to get a little bit of hit and miss. But again, they're the things that with young players, you get that. What it's my job to give him the confidence to go and put that on the pitch. And look, it won't always go correct. It won't. But it's got to be for a lack of trying. And look, I've said to you a few times in this last couple of weeks about how important it is that we just keep going. And that's something that I'm trying to get back in with the group and the culture that I want you.
Do you want players who are a bit like that, though, that maybe they are a bit inconsistent at times, but they've just got that capability to maybe produce a moment that can win you a game?
Yeah, I think that if you're consistent and you do that, you're playing Championship or Premier League football. So I think there's always an element of that comes with it. We've brought a number of young players in, so it's going to be really interesting Saturday. I'm excited for Saturday. I can't wait to see him perform. But honestly, it could be a little bit up and down early on. It could be. But I know what is important is that, like, the fans will be behind them. The stadium on the first day with a bit of sunshine on your backs, and everybody's excited again. Like, the nearer it's come to it, the more you walk around, the more people speak about it. And all the adverts are on now, aren't they? The EFL is back, and it's an exciting time to be to certainly be a manager, but to be involved in it.
Are you pretty much done for business now, or are there still other things you want to get done?
No, there's still other things that I'm looking to get done. We're a little bit short centre forward wise and centre back wise. We don't have cover. This has been the first week that we've been able to do 11v11 in training, which isn't an excuse, but that's the truth of the matter. So it's been a positive that we've been able to implement a lot more coaching things that we would have liked to implement early on. But again, that's part and parcel sometimes of coming into management. You don't get everything that you want day one you come in. And as I've said, we're here for a long process. We're here for a long period of time to try and implement a lot of good things that I think we certainly can do.
What's the message been to the players this week off the back of obviously a disappointing pre-season friendly at Accrington? What have you said to them, and can you use an afternoon like that to your advantage this week before the season opener?
Definitely. I think that some of the things we did Saturday weren't acceptable. I spoke about them after the game, and I spoke about the players on Monday. Again, there's, like I've just said, we have to be consistent in our behaviours. We can't just be like absolutely getting on at them if it ain't good enough, and then like praising them ridiculously if it does go well. So we have to have a level-headed approach to it. I've highlighted on the pre-match game analysis, sorry with my words, about it after, and we're trying to implement those things. And like I said, look, we're part of a learning curve. I know a lot of people might not want to hear that, but that is kind of where we are at this moment in time. And look, that could look amazing come the end of the season, but it could also look like, look, have we got assets? Are we playing a certain way? Do these lads now get what it is to play for Rotherham? And I think they will do, hence why I've brought them here, and I'm well aware of how it stands. It'll be on my head and all the rest of it. But look, we're here for a long-term plan. There's no short-term gains. I could have signed a number of players this window, and I've said it hundreds of times. I could have signed older boys. Look, I might bring an older centre half in this window if I feel we need it. If I feel that it's going to be detriment to these players who we've brought in here, and they're the things that we're taking kind of with us at this minute. But everything has to be medium and long term, not short term. And I think, unfortunately, from an outsider looking in over the last 3-4 years, it's probably been a little bit like that.
This has always been an ambitious football club ever since really the chairman took over. As we look to this season now for Rotherham, is there a balance to be struck between, yes, you want to achieve, you want to be ambitious, obviously you're going to go for whatever you can get this year. There also has to be a little bit of perspective that this is a new team, that maybe there's a transition taking place, and that might take a bit of time.
It might, yeah, but I'm well aware as well that football fans don't want to hear that, and the chairman at times probably won't want to hear that, and that's fine. Look, I'm not sat here saying we're not trying to win this league this season. I'm not, because that isn't in my nature. However, I'm well aware of where we are, and if I come out with a bold prediction like that, there's only one way I know it's going to end up going. Now, my job will be to try and win every game of football that we possibly can. But I want people to be aware of the fact that we're in a bit of a development phase, and there is going to be really good things. There is going to be times where you go home and you go in, we've cracked it. And there's going to be a week after where it's like, wow, we were a little bit off it today. I've said all along, I can't guarantee results. I can guarantee a performance and a hard work and endeavour. We didn't give that last Saturday. And that infuriated me, as everybody knows, spoke to me kind of after the game. And that's the level that we want. Look, we're going to get beat at times this season, we are. But if we come off and we've given it all we can to the last minute, put us bodies on the line, there's no more as a manager I can ask for. It's the bits of we're not doing it, and we're not doing the things we've done in training, and we're not implementing what it is we're good at. And that's when it gets frustrating.
Finally, there's been a bit of sad news this week regarding Ronnie Moore, club legend, pretty much a legend of Rotherham, really. Fair to say that everyone at the club is passing on their best wishes to Ronnie?
100%, yeah. Look, he's one of, if not the best manager this football club's ever had. So everybody's feeling his pain and his family's pain at the minute. However, you, like me, know Ronnie really well. He's a fighter, he's a warrior, he was an unbelievable player. I think all the Rotherham fans will get behind it, obviously, Saturday. I don't know if this has been put out. I know he wore number 9. It'd be 9 at 9th minute or something like that. I'm not starting that, by the way, but it would be nice as some sort of gesture towards Ronnie that we can get out there that look, people come and go in football, of course they do, but some people stay in your memory, and Ronnie Moore's one of my fondest memories as a Rotherham fan, as I'm sure he is for many a Rotherham fan in this area. So look, like I said, we're sending all our love and best wishes. I've told the players about it this morning because, as you know, like a lot of players know Ronnie, some of the new boys didn't. So I explained what he meant to the club and still what it means to the club. So look, we send our well wishes, and like Rotherham United is a battler, and I'm sure he'll come through it on the right side.
Thanks, Matt.
I understand that. But one player here last year who became very, very good through the season, talented. I know you rate him, Joe Powell. What expectations do you have for him in the year this year?
To carry on as he did them last 8 games, I think to play with a smile on his face, to be positive. Obviously, everybody's aware of data he had last year were exceptional. I expect that again this year. That's the bar he's kind of set. I've spoke to him a bit more about chipping in with a few more goals. I think his delivery's been excellent, certainly since I've came in. But he's a player who we're really looking forward to working with again. We've had a bit more time pre-season. He's come through it really fit. We probably haven't been able to give him the minutes that he probably would have wanted this pre-season for a number of different reasons that I don't really want to go into on here. But yeah, he's a player that we're really, really looking forward to working with.
Jordan Hugo, I think it's fair to say he's had a tough 18 months, but it looks like he's going to get a chance under you. Obviously, not going to name your team, but you're playing through pre-season. Is this a big few weeks for him? Chance to turn it around?
I wouldn't say it's a big few weeks for him. I think it's a big season for him, but it's a big season for all of us. It's a big season for me. It's a big season for all players. But look, Jordan's obviously been proven as a player over the years. He's at an age now where he won't mind probably saying he's got a lot less than he did have left in him. But he's come back in great shape. He's working as hard as he can. He's got a smile on his face, as everybody's kind of seen from the pre-season games. He's kept going. I know we spoke earlier about Joe Rafferty being captain, but he's another one who, as a leader, will need to step up in there and demand certain things, because he's somebody who the players should look up to. So look, is it his opportunity? Yeah, but whoever takes that shirt on Saturday doesn't mean they've got to have it all season. They've got it to keep hold of, and then it'll be down to him and his performances.
Joe, how does it feel to be named Rotherham United's new captain?
Yeah, it's a massive honour for me. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. I think I've kind of took it upon myself this season to, be one of the main people, making sure standards are set, making sure we're going into hopefully a very positive season. Didn't enjoy last season at all, but don't want to dwell on it. And I hope this season is a lot more positive.
The manager's talked about he likes the fact that you might help manage the dressing room, speak to some of the players, take some of that responsibility. How do you do that as a player?
As a player, I think I think you've got to have the lads kind of the respect between you, and I think I've got that. Lads respect me, I respect all the lads. We all treat each other the same in there. We're all really good lads, to be honest with you. So I think just first of all, by performances, I know I need to perform well every single week. I like to think I tried to do that last season. I know at times we didn't play well, we did play well, whatever. But going out on the pitch, be demanding of myself first and foremost, and then be demanding of my teammates. And I think that's a good way to lead.
It's quite an interesting challenge because you have some experienced players, and I suppose as a captain, you're going to speak to them a certain way. You've got a lot of young players now as well, and players who are coming to England for the first time, and that will be, I imagine, quite a different approach as a captain.
Yeah, it's looking quite different. Well, a lot different to last season. There's a lot of younger players in the building, but it's not just me. We've got the senior pros as well, who are basically as much captains as what I am as well. We've got Jordan, J-Mo, Kells, Dorse, even Rags when he gets back fit. There's players in there what senior pros who had really good careers. So it's up to us all to guide the youngsters and the Dutch lads as well, making sure that they feel comfortable in the surroundings and also they're in a good environment to be able to push themselves.
What's your first impression of the new players who've joined this summer?
Really good. They bring something different. I think each and every one of them have kind of stamping down, their place in the team. Whether they're picked or not, they've made a good impression on all of us. I know Keane has got injured at the minute, but before he did, he was looking really good. And I think the other boys, the two lads coming over, it must be really difficult. At the minute they're in a hotel, so I think when they get even more settled, I think that's when you'll probably see the best of them.
How have you found the pre-season, and how prepared and ready do you feel as a squad to start the season this weekend?
I found the pre-season solid. It's been hard. We knew it would be because we knew, like being told about Ross before. He's really good. You know, he's had us running. We're really fit, and we believe we're as fit as anyone in this league. Truly believe that. So for us, it's been a great pre-season in terms of fitness levels, and that gives us a massive confidence going into the season. You know, I don't think any team should be running all over us this year. I think it's down to us to run all over them.
What do you make of League One? What kind of a test do you think that'll be this year?
I think it'll be a lot tighter this year. I know Birmingham ran away with it last season. They were the standout team by far, which they should have been. I think it'll be a lot tighter. There'll be a lot more closer games. I think the quality of teams who've come up stronger. At the moment, it doesn't look like there's a standout team. What you'd say they're going to go and romp home type of thing. But I think it'll be a lot harder this year. I think there'll be a lot of tighter games. But you know, it's up to us to be on top of them games and really go and try and achieve something this season.
On a personal level, what would a good season for you look like, would you say?
On a personal level, promotion. That's all I want to do. That's the reason I came to this club. I want to go and get promoted. For me, you know, I'd say play all the season or whatever, but I don't really care. I want to do that anyway. I want to go and get promoted, and that's the main goal.
Final thing I wanted to talk to you about was you were telling us a story, which I'm going to ask you to tell again now, that you have lost your wedding ring on the training ground. Can you explain how that happened and the story around it?
Yeah, well, I sometimes train my ring on, and then we had a bit of a rule this season: no jewellery in training, so we are fine. So rather than pay the £10 fine, I chose to lose my wedding ring instead. So I've had an ear off my wife, which is understandable. I tied it in my shorts, and when I've realised, came back inside it, it's gone. So we done a team bonding session on Tuesday afternoon. Basically everyone outside searching for my ring. Haven't found it. The cleaning staff been amazing looking for it. Still haven't found it. So we're just hoping and praying one day it turns up somewhere at Roundwood. So hopefully we'll find it.
You were telling us that the players have been sort of having a look on the pitch. Someone brought a metal detector in or something to have a look for it, and you've even been looking in the cuttings. Have you? You haven't got hay fever, have you? As you were looking through that to try and find it.
I was in the grass cuttings. To be fair, me, Joe Powell and Jack Griffin, the physio, were here till about 4:30. The other day, searching through the grass cuttings, we were sneezing all night. God knows where it's gone. But I'm still hoping it'll turn up, but we'll see.
Just one on pre-season. I know that when you went to Portugal, I mean, we're looking to get 50 miles of running in a week. My background is running, so I know that's like a tough ask. How did you find it?
I found it really well. To be honest, we've done. I think the game's probably changed from when I first started, as where you'd have your 6-7 weeks off or whatever, and you wouldn't do much. When I was younger, I'd come back hitting the ground running anyway, to be fair, and I'd just be kind of all right. And as you get a little bit older, it's a bit harder. But we're doing a lot of sessions in the summer. So on my holidays and stuff like that, I'm running. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm running. I'm doing the sessions what Ross has set. So we've kind of come back in, and we had a tough first few days before we went to Portugal. But it was hard, but you know it's doable. And I think that's one thing that from last season we all could improve on, was fitness. So I think this season there should be no excuses in terms of fitness.
Okay, how many likes how vocal you are? Have you been like that all your career, or is that something you developed as you've got more experience?
I probably developed it as I got a little bit older, to be honest. I've always been slightly, I've always been vocal, probably gone a little bit more over the last few years. Just probably goes off more understanding the game. You know, I live and breathe the game, and like I kind of want to know everything. Once you understand things, I like to kind of make sure everyone knows everything. So That's kind of something that's come on over the past few years, and you know, I probably am the most vocal in the changing room, and that's the way I like it.